Hello, this is Slingshot Warrior, and I want to show you something. I made a new dart, a new experimental dart for a new experimental slingshot dart. This is what I like to call the Stubby Stinger. As you can see, it has a lot of feathers on it, a lot of fletchings. This is very important for any of these slingshot darts. It's this groove, it's this thumb and finger groove. Very important to pull it back on the slingshot with a string in between. As you can see, it's got this hook. Now, this is made from I got a holder for this. I use this for a lot of projects. Comes to gluing and stuff like that and burning things. This was made from a spear point I made years ago. I made a steel rod with blue paint on it. It had blue paint on it. It was a piece of an old collapsible shopping cart, and I turned it into a spear point. It had blue paint on it, but I took a sanding sponge and I basically polished off all that blue paint pretty much. And I did my regular stuff. I didn't need to do the stuff I do with the I didn't need to do the stuff I do with my regular darts, because this is I call it the Stubby Stinger because it's already got a point on it. I made this spear point with a file before I had a Dremel years ago. As you can see, before I made a Dremel years ago. See, this was a spear I made, a homemade spear made from a pipe and a steel rod. I was always experimental even back then. I had very little tools back then, but as you can see, I did a pretty good job with the point, even without a Dremel or sanding wheel or whatever. So what I did was basically I didn't need that spear anymore. It's rather redundant now, so I took it apart and I turned the spear point, the very long spear point, and I cut that off and turned it into a dart. And this is an experimental dart. I call it the Stubby Stinger because it's shorter and it's heavier than most of my other darts. Much heavier. That's why I put extra fletchings on this thing to make it to make sure, So this is a very experimental dart. I'll test it in the future, but this is a preview of my Stubby Stinger. Bye.